G'day, welcome aboard the immaculate Kodiak 100. About 313, maybe 314 hours total time on this machine now. Just on climb through, just about to get level 120 for flight level 130. There on the autopilot, G1000, flying it all with the C700 autopilot talking to it. What a machine. Okay, so here we are, maintaining flight level 130. We're cruising out 165, only 180 ground speed there, sitting at 2050 RPM on the prop, 700 degrees on the ITT. Actually, we'll just nudge that torque back a smidge, crept up just a teeny weeny bit since I said it, got a bit of ram rise. There we go. What an amazing machine this is. We'll look back at the cabin. Immaculate. When we get back on the ground, we'll have a proper look through it. But for now, we're just monitoring our nearest airports. This will glide 2 miles for every 1,000 feet up, just like the Caravan. So, especially out to our east there, sitting on an overcast layer, even more relevant, but out to our west, nice and clear there. Not far, top of descent, very short leg, so we won't be long before we come back down again. And once we get it in the hangar, we'll have a good look through it. Okie doke, so we've just left flight level 130 for 9,000. Not if I get up into the flight levels, but what we do...
November Alpha Control Services terminated.
Radio there.
Contact me 124.55.
124.55, 6 November Alpha.
So what we do is going through 10,000 on climb, we swap over to the standard QNH 1013, and then on descent back through 10,000, we set the terminal area which we've been given there, 1019. We're also going through 10,000 if the temperature is satisfactory, so we're not below 10 degrees Celsius, and we're not in visible moisture, we'll turn the ice protection off.
Will be 0210.
So as promised, we'll have a bit of a look through the Kodiak while it's sitting here. It's actually a couple of days since I brought it home, and it's now out ready for some training for the new owners. And we've got it parked here next to the Caravan. So once again, like the last video, we can see the similarities and differences between the two, parked side by side, which is at least in Australia a fairly rare thing to have the two of them side by side, given there's only now 5 Kodiaks I think in the country. But a very refined machine, so let's go and have a good look at it. So as I said earlier, just over 300 hours on the airframe, and doesn't it tell, it's incredibly clean looking. So to open the door, a little bit more refined than the Caravan, pop that up there and put that one back in there, and then we're treated to new car smell, which, not being smell-o-vision, you unfortunately don't get to experience, but I'm sure they'll develop technology for that before too long. So up into the seat, and you can see what a clean panel it is. The G1000, the GFC 700 autopilot. So like I've mentioned earlier, the throttle quadrant, very similar to the Caravan. We've got an emergency power lever there, power lever, we've got our propeller control, and we've got the fuel condition lever. What we have though down here are the circuit breakers, which on the Caravan are over there by our left knee. And on the Caravan, which we'll go and have a look at in a moment, we have a side pedestal here where the electrical switches go. But on the Kodiak, they're all fitted on the panel under the pilot steering wheel. And if we have a look down the back, you can see that this is laid out with very fancy club seating, and we've got 8 seats total in this machine at the moment, whereas it can actually be a 10-seater if you have all forward facing, but plenty of leg room for the passengers and nice amount of headroom as well. I do believe it's slightly narrower than the Caravan, by how much I can't remember, but as we move down here, there's fancy tables. Look at that. And I'm not going to get that out with one hand because I don't want to break anything. I'll shut that one back up. And then the tail stands in, so we don't have to worry about sitting on its bottom. But look at even the panelling. Look at how immaculate it is. Very, very impressive aeroplane. We duck next door to the Caravan for the sake of comparison. We'll open our familiar door handle and out it swings. We've got the stairs out in the Caravan, whereas the stairs are bolted to the side in the Kodiak. And like we said, we've got that side pedestal there, which is where all our switches are. Ooh, look at that, that's naughty. We saw it last, left the avionics masters on. And down where the circuit breakers are in the Kodiak by the centre pedestal there, as is where the trims are for the Caravan, whereas the Kodiak has electric switches there for the rudder trim and there for the aileron trim. We've of course got the G600 screens in this one with the touchscreen 750 and 650 GPSs, and you can see when you go from one to the other, I couldn't really pick it till I got in this one, that the Caravan is significantly wider, and you can see a lot more seats in it as well, but a little bit narrower because we've got the full amount of seats in, and of course the doubles fill up the space fairly well. So from a commercial point of view, bums on seats matter, so that's why we've got lots of seats, whereas as a private machine, the extra space between the seats in the Kodiak is probably beneficial. Okay, so after a brief intermission, and by brief I mean about 2 hours, we had a big storm coming through. So I had it out ready for training early tomorrow morning, and then decided I'd better shift it in case it hailed, which it didn't, but the storm did last for 2 hours, so the risk was there. But to have a look underneath, you can see very similar to the Caravan. So we've got our starter Jenny there, which is a 300 ampere. Down there we have our standby power alternator, which is under the shroud there, unlike in the Caravan, which doesn't have the shroud. And we've got our air conditioning compressor there, belt driven, just like the Caravan. Unlike the Caravan, we have 2 batteries, which you can only just see the second one there. Now we can do a low start, which uses 24 volts, and so less draw on the batteries, but we can then use high start, which connects both batteries together and gives us a 48 volt start. So we use that one for subsequent to the first start of the day. And what else can we have a look at here? It's all very, very similar to the Caravan. So dash 34 in the Kodiak versus dash 114A in the Caravan, which is very much the same engine, just a few different things like exhaust pipes on the side in the Kodiak, as in one on each side versus just one on the right hand side for the Caravan. Having a look under the right hand side, a very, very clean engine. You can see the FCU there, which looks practically identical to the Caravan's one. And here we can see the other side battery a little bit easier. There's one over to the left side, which we just looked at from the other side. And what else do we have? We have our hose here that goes to the cooling air to the back of the starter generator. It's just the same as it does on the Caravan. It's just that where the air comes in is a little bit different, more towards the front of the cowling on the Caravan. And that's about it. Here's the big cargo door, passenger entry door. Look at how cool the lights are. I'd never be standing here filming with the lights on in the Caravan, but this machine has a lot more battery than the Caravan. Oh, there's still some lightning going. So very, very fancy interior, and just like the Caravan, there's a light switch. There it is inside the rear door here, which is straight to the battery, so bypasses the battery master switch, so it can be left on. Obviously in the night time it's quite easy to tell as you're walking away that lights are on, but easy to forget in the daytime. Thanks a lot for watching the little video of the Kodiak. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you in the next video.